Opening a little too high almost. NASDAQ. All right, let's look at some pre-market movers. Arista Networks up 8%. $259.95 right up here to 95. No, $259.95. Oh, they're not that high up. Okay, they're right there. They're right about there, give or take. NASDAQ going for it here at the open. That's interesting. Is it a half date? No, it's a full day today. What's this? Oh, that's the after-hours session for the weekend. Okay. Makes sense. And there we go. Did we just open? No, we got 2 minutes to the open. This thing is rallying right through the 200-day. They're not even waiting. Wow. That's amazing right there. Pre-market move 2 minutes before the opening bell. And there you go with a huge move on the NASDAQ. Taking us through the 200-day moving average is either a big fake out or going to be a real move. Please don't be a fake out. What's up, Eli? Look at this move in the NASDAQ pre-market. Just shot up. That's quite a bit of volume right there. And that takes us over the 200-day moving average. I'm curious if that's going to continue into the thing. Well, I already bought most things. I don't have a lot of things left. I'm like 98% invested right now, so I better move up my stuff. That's right. It will go up or it will go down. Thank you, Eli. You got your position back in my copyright department. That's a heck of a start if that's our start. So we're above the 200-day. This is kind of where the rubber hits the road, ladies and gentlemen. All right, 20 seconds to the open. By the time you hear this, we'll be trading. All right, and we have a pretty green day here. Looks like on my list, oh, this is the only reds. AMAD, Garmin down here, Lily's flat. Tesla, NetEase, Shen. Shen is looking really good yesterday. It sold off a little bit towards the end of the day, but that's a nice cup with handle right there. Yesterday volume was increasing. We've seen volume increasing here over the past week and a half. And kind of coming out of this, I missed that entry. We didn't talk about that at all because it wasn't big percentages and it kind of got lost in the mix. But Shen's been looking really good, handling out here and now increasing volume on the way up. I do like Shen, but it does have earnings coming out on the 26th, so in about 2 weeks. Paycom up 0.58% if I can catch it, which I can't. NASDAQ still sitting over that 200-day moving average. VMware up a little bit today. Of course, VMware has been up all of 2019. And Starbucks CDNS. What else is way up here? INS, NBEV, Twitter, MJ, Goose. I don't know why I still have Goose on here, but I do. ANET so far the big winner on the day, up about 8%. Nice gap up. They had earnings, looks like. Okay, they beat a little bit. Not that great, but a little bit. MG up 2.26%. Nice little gap up today. I wonder which one reported earnings today. CGC, it looks like, is up the most on my list. And it looks like it was earnings. And they... NVIDIA. Oh, okay, so they had earnings and they did gap up. Okay, we talked about that. Inverted head and shoulders. So that's a 4.5%. Is not too bad. That's about what the implied volatility was. You may have to click that notifications button next to the subscribe button, Ted. I don't know. Does anyone else get notifications, or? I don't think there's a... I don't think there's a setting I can do to disable notifications. What are you guys doing? And selling off a little bit here. Yeah, I mentioned that pop at the open. I was wondering if that was going to be real pop or not. See if we keep selling off here, if we continue rising. Yes, James?
Please can I play Zelda if I do have that much minutes?
If you what?
If I had that much minutes.
How many minutes?
Like a minute to play Zelda.
Oh, a minute's not a long time to play Zelda. Not right now, okay? Go play with stuff. You know what I saw the other day? Hold on, guys. Okay, yeah, Nasdaq selling off a little bit here, back below the 200-day moving average. I was wondering if that was just a pump move. Squares up here 1%. Looks like it's still trying to move out of its little consolidation range with a pretty decent day yesterday. Volume wasn't amazing by any stretch, but it did come back and close higher. Not a lot of sellers here in the past week. Twitter, MJ, INSG coming back a little bit. CGC, Cron up here as well, up 4%. MJ stock's getting a boost. Hey, Ethan. Hair looks great. Hold on again, guys. All right. Okie dokie. Starbucks here. Let's see what it's doing. Still slowly going into new highs again. Another bit of a sell-off towards the end of the day yesterday on Starbucks. Volume was a little bit muted, so I'm not super concerned about it. I mean, look at the NASDAQ, man. It's just doing its thing, man. This is just normal operation. There's nothing wrong with any of this. It's fantastic. Really enjoying this action. Starbucks, good. Square, rocking it. Look at that. Bet you VMware. I don't want to look for it. Oh, it's finally selling off a little bit. Give it time, Ted. Give it time. It'll happen. It'll happen. I mean, these are great moves. I mean, you don't want the market to run up like a crypto, because it crashes down like a crypto when that happens. This is coming out of a bear market. People are trying to take positions, waiting for pullbacks, and just can't get pullbacks type of a market, which is ideally what you'd like to see. So we'll see how this day closes. I mean, yes, a close above the 200-day would definitely be nice. Let's see what the ES has to say. Oh. Here I'm thinking the software program's stupid and I'm stupid. So we're above the 200-day on the or on the S&P 500 already. Closed above it once, and today it looks like we're trying to sustain that. We'll see if that'll happen. The Nasdaq was obviously more, ran up higher than the S&P 500, and so we took it deeper than the S&P, and so now we're just catching up. INSG, Square's doing pretty good. Twitter doing pretty good too, 2.42%. ANET, CDNA, NVGS killed that symmetrical triangle. SSNC, CGC, INS. Here actually getting over our low trend line right there. Yesterday was a very interesting sell-off day. Another thing that's had interesting days lately has been Eli Lilly. I'm not super happy about this. You have lots of volume here with no progress to the upside. That's usually not a good thing. So they missed earnings a little bit. That not the end of the world. But look at all this volume. The past 2 days have been pretty heavy volume and really no price progress. It could be considered support, but I was going through the volume yesterday and there's nothing definitive about whether this volume is bullish or bearish. It's just chop right now. Want to buy puts on Lilly? You want to bet that we go lower here, down to the 112s? Yeah, I don't know. That may be a thing. In this market environment, though, I don't want to really be buying puts on anything, to be honest with you. I'd rather look for another trade. Going against the general market trend is difficult to do. Let's just say that. Paycom up 1.3%. Awesome. So I bought this yesterday as part of a new strategy I'm running called take a nice chunk out of a mover. So I bought Paycom yesterday and I was already up 20% in that option. Probably be up another more than that today. And I don't know, maybe consider taking profits already. I don't know. And of course my exchange doesn't update except for every 15 minutes. Oh yeah, nice. And definitely 30 to 40% on that one. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I was up 21.99 as of close yesterday. And then I'm already up more today. At least I think. I can't really tell with the way things are priced. I've got the 170. I've got the 170. Okay, yeah. So maybe be able to get filled at about 13. That would be about 30%. All right, let's do it. See, I wonder if I can... I like the TQQQ strategy is an excellent strategy. The option stuff is really difficult. I know I talk about it because I do it, but I try not to very often. Today's just interesting because I have this other trade going on, but at the same time, it's not something I normally do on the channel. So 13 would be my median there. See if I get filled. March 170. Oh, I'm on the ask right now. So we'll see if I get filled today. Hopefully will. Probably will. So that should be about a 30% profit, which isn't too bad. If that fills. Starbucks. Then I also got into Shen yesterday. It looks like Shen's not doing so hot. Much smaller trade, luckily. I did like this volume coming out on Shen. I did purchase this one. It closed a little bit higher. Held up here for quite a long time. In fact, most of the day it held up here. So I bought it up here somewhere. And it's just chilling. It's just chilling up here. So we'll give that a little bit. I'm not super mad at that. And then we'll see if, we'll see how the rest of the day goes. But I like Shen, cup and handle. Kind of an early breakout. I was a little bit elevated on my buy point. It's already been rising for a week. But we'll see what happens with that one. Goose, Square. Still a stock that I'm in. Large position in Square. Working really well. They do have earnings coming up. So I'm torn on whether I want to sell that. Or I should say I'm going to have to sell that. Was it 27? 27 aftermarket. So that puts me week and a half away. For letting Square work. WGO. Last time we saw WGO, Ted, it wasn't looking super hot. And today it's looking much better. Much better indeed. Look at that. Coming right back to the highs, as a matter of fact. That's a good run of 4 days right there. Could easily break past that. We're right on the cusp of that. That's not looking bad. And also this longer term trend line. Sales will be okay for the year, not great. Well, how were sales last year? So I guess that's a question to ask too. Let's go look at Winnebago. I really like buys off of these trend lines like this. Like that's honestly is my go-to strategy. But it has to be the right stock. Has to be the right stock. Otherwise it just won't work. They were pretty good, so a marginal improvement. 33%, 33 relative strength rating on Winnebago. So let's go to the stock checkup on it. I know we've done this in the past. 47 composite rating, so it's performing better than 47%. No management team now. New management team now in place. Is that what you meant? Okay, new team. So that can go in the new part of CanSlim. That could be considered the new part of CanSlim. Is basically a turnaround play, new management, new sales, things of that nature. We'll see what happens though. Lots of red on the earnings. That's definitely a negative. 40% 3 years EPS growth rate, but EPS has been negative, so that's a little weird. Sales, annual pre-tax margin 7.6%, ROE 21%. That's okay. A- distribution. No new funds owning stocks here. There was a nice purchase there. Other than that, it's just been kind of trading as usual. So that one's kind of mixed. I don't know if I'd go super heavy into that one. But I mean, it is moving in the right direction since these lows. It is a complete shift in trend. You can see the weeks right there. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weeks up in a row. And then you've got 1, 2, 3. Not quite a flat base. You need 5 weeks to form a flat base. So this would just be a pause or continuation. Alaskan Airlines, haven't looked at them in a little bit. Still under that trend line. Let's look at Save, which is another another budget carrier. Looks better, I think. This one came out of that long-term trend line right there. Had a shakeout move down before it finally rocketed there. I'm not sure why there's that gap. There's no earnings. But we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Definitely a base going on here. Looks like it'll be should be a cup. And your buy point would be wherever we go red on the week, which we haven't had a red week yet here.
Daddy.
Yes, James.
Please, can I play my learning game? Daddy.
That'll probably end up being your handle top right there. Hold on a second. All right, I'm back. I like save over ALK right here. I would say that. This is still stuck in chop. There's no reversal of trend. I mean, in the market we have today, this seems much better. Institutions are more. NVGS up 10% today. And yes, ANET did have good earnings. Looks like they're maintaining that so far. Looks like we talked about a inverted head and shoulders here, and I have a neckline and I have a target up there at 280. We did discuss this, but again with earnings, it's kind of, that's the one caveat to the stock market that kind of pisses me off is earnings. It's like, why do we have to have this? Why can't, I don't know. I guess the alternative is to just have them release news when they feel like it, and then you have gaps all over the place. So, all right, so there's ANET, AMRN, THRN. Looks like Paycom took a turn for the worst. Come on, learn to type. Oh no, it's not doing too bad. My order probably filled. Hope it filled at least. Yeah, it filled, and already missing out on a little bit of money. But that's okay. Did I get filled? All right, looks like I got filled. Nice. So 12.8. So what was that? That was, how do I do this? 12.8. Yeah, about a 30% gain. 30% gain overnight is not too bad. Doesn't happen every day, but I think in some of these leaders taking little trades like that is definitely advantageous. So that was a $1,000 trade turned into a $1,300. So yeah, not bad. Okay, so looking for basing leaders. Oh, what was that one? BWA. I know what's going on with their logo scheme lately, but something's amiss. Goose, LL, Manitowoc. We're looking at Manitowoc for a while, crossing that trend line. Did cross the trend line sideways. We haven't crossed the my alert level. We posted this. When did we? Was this 2 days ago we posted this? I don't remember that. But this one looks like it may be setting up to go. After earnings, volume's pretty good. After the earnings right there, those three sequential candles, we've turned around. We've overcut those highs. Overcut that trend line. Not too bad at Manitowoc here. Not too mad at Manitowoc here. And Nasdaq selling off, so that pump up was indeed a little bit of a selling right there. Interesting. So let's say this gets up to 18.5. And that's not very good in terms of percentages. It's 8%. Twitter, Manitowoc. Twitter bong. Oh, another thing I noticed yesterday, guys, is remember HCC? We were looking at this one. Look at what it's doing here. We got earnings coming up and a slight change in behavior. This was spiking higher and coming down. Now it spiked higher, pulled back, and came right back. So that's a little bit of change in behavior on HCC. Earnings are due out real soon. 221 after market. Looks like that's next Thursday. So about a week on this one. About a week. So HCC looking pretty good. How's Square doing? A little bit of distribution up here. All green days, but just barely.
Who talked?
I talked?
No, you talked. And I talked. You talked and I balked.
You balked?
No, you talked and I talked.
Oh.
No, you talked and I balked. No, you talked and I... No, you... Oh. Wow. I can't say anything.
I see that, James. Okay, MGA. MGA, interesting. Another little consolidation. Again, right before earnings. Going to be an earnings next Wednesday, it looks like. And as I take it on the chin here, last night's action was weird. When I went to bed, or I guess stopped watching the market, we were pretty much almost fully retraced. We were all the way back down here somewhere, and then I wake up and I look at my phone and the IBD article says futures up. I'm like, how are the futures up? I'm like, that's so weird. And then now we're selling off again, so a little bit of distribution. Yes, this is MAGA. Magna. This is the Trump stock. LLWLLTHO. Let's go to the bottom here and let's see if there's anything interesting. AMN, that's interesting. That's a huge gap down all the way towards the lows, coming right back to a support point at the $50 level. Already bouncing up a little bit at 53. That could be an interesting one. Although that look at on the weekly the wide action. That's wide and loose. That's considered distribution. Probably nothing worth touching. That index. Netties. Oh, Netties never really got going, did it? Talked about it a little bit there. A little bit of move, then an immediate pullback. Again, some wide and loose action instead of some tight action. AMED poking at highs here, looking like it wants to break out. At some point, it's trying a couple of times, and the volume's been pretty decent into the highs, and then they pause it, it comes lower, and then rinse and repeat. So this could be one of those rinse and repeat areas as we try to go higher in AMED possibly. This would be... I'm not sure what that would be. I'm not sure if you consider all this one base. I guess in theory you would. That's a strange run-up. Interesting. AMED's a little interesting here. I don't mind the pullback. It actually wouldn't be too bad of too bad of an entry. It's pretty close to some trend lines here. That's really close to that trend line. So you have a pretty tightly, naturally defined stop. Cyber yesterday with a huge gap up, closing towards the highs. I forget who had that yesterday, but I hope you still have that. That was ended up being a really good day. I was up like 20%, I think. Yeah, 20%. Huge close today with a nice inside bar. What else is it going to have? Newer NEWR rallying through that longer term trend line right there, straight up. Pretty good volume. Interesting reaction to earnings, a doji close on high volume and bouncing right back. So far hasn't broken out into new highs. See if it can do that. Momo, EPAM, Weibo, okay. Micron. So we've been talking about Micron for a while now, and it's just been kind of working its way higher. Nothing major. You can see the volume in here coming in pretty good. Yeah, I would probably use any pullback as an opportunity to possibly buy a Micron. There we go. That's a little better trend line. Yeah, not too bad there, though. Maybe another turnaround play. It's already broken that longer-term trend line down there. That'd have been a nice move up. Match.com rallying into highs, pausing, pulling back into the base. Not ideal, but it happens. New scan, Match, CME. Everything's moving so fast down here. IAC. Okay. Very nicely formed cup. %, so well within ranges of a cup and handle. And technically, I think that would be your handle. And that would be your breakout day. Volume was 25% above average, not quite meeting the 40% criteria. But it doesn't seem to care that much. Not bad, not bad. IAC, where are you? IAC. All right, Amazon here. I haven't looked at Amazon in a while. Haven't looked at Amazon in a while. So we got kind of a weird, that's an interesting setup. It's kind of like one of those air flags you see at the small airports, the windsocks. Kind of looks like a windsock pattern. I'm not quite sure if that's bullish or bearish, but it's holding up off of the highs, so that's got to be something. Some distribution here on earnings, but it's not really going too far. We'll have to see how that plays out. Let's take a look at some of the other big boys since we're talking about the big boys. Apple, big gap up on earnings. And then looks like it's just kind of floating higher. Not a bad situation right there. Netflix, actually trying to come out of a little base here, a little bit of a bull flag. Volume not that great, though, on this one. Not on the breakout day. Looks like it's pulling back already. Volume was pretty heavy at the open. Look at that open. Definitely higher than we've seen the past several days. So there could be a pace here for increased volume, but so far it's not materializing, at least to the upside. Looks like they sold it off a little bit. So not a lot of enthusiasm for Netflix yet. What else we got? So we got Netflix, Facebook. Looked at Facebook a little bit. After that gap up, it's just hanging out, slowly drifting lower, though. That's not something I'm interested in yet. What else is there? I know Etsy's not a huge one, but that's what we've had here recently. All right, let's get back to the regularly scheduled program. Data, MMNFF, FXI, BABA, WIN. That's not WIN, that's FXI. These things move on me. C-Trip. IAC keeps wanting me to click on it. Baidu. Win again. Win again. Cena. Synaptics. Adobe. No bouncing on the desk, James. Go bounce in the hallway. Funko. Interesting one. Trying to rally out of a base there. TSM, Win, INS, Restoration Hardware. Pretty choppy up here. Let's go with more tight action.
Where are my master swords? Daddy, where are my master?
I think I'm recycling them. Yeah, I've been trying to clean up in here. Unless they're over here. Here they are.
Yeah. Well, that's not the master sword.
There's all 3 pages are right there. Alrighty, Eli. Not sure if I'll have time. My weekend's pretty booked. I help my friend finish moving, and then Saturday I've got an all day event with the kiddos. So Sunday I'll be pretty booked. All right, let's get back to ones that are just kind of hanging out. Let's see, we got Paycom pulling down a little bit more here. Garmin. See, Garmin's a nice one. It's gone up for a tremendous amount of time. Oh, it has earnings coming out. That's going to be hard to buy. 220. Okay, cool. 220 for Garmin. So that's next Wednesday. Before market. Okay, I thought it was before market. So Tuesday is the last day you have to get in. So only 2 more trading days until earnings. That's going to be a gamble. Lilly. All right, Lilly actually starting to go in the right direction. A little bit. We'll see how that one plays out. I like how these lows are getting more elevated. But just with this much volume, I really would like to see some movement. Bless you, need tissue? Oh yeah, you do. Hold on, guys. All right, somehow I ended up on win. Some of those stocks on the red just don't have good formations to them. Just doesn't work like that. Okay, so let's go. We're looking for some consolidating ones. Coop. Wow, I haven't seen Coop in a while, and that sucks because it's been rocking. How come we haven't seen this one? Must be moving later in the day. Nice consolidation on this name. That's a beautiful breakout right there from a cup base. So nice cup base. There's your breakout point. Already up about 12%. Looks like could have some more to go. This could just simply be a pause. I like Coop for one of those short, quick bounce trades. Call it a C bounce trade. All right, so that's kind of one of those C-bounce trades. Very nice. See, I was talking about tight action. This is much tighter action. This red candle sucks, but that's the only one that does. Earnings coming up. Yeah, about a month. So plenty of time to make a trade on that one. Coop's interest. How do I have Coop on my list and we never look at it? That's so weird. Now, how's Now doing? Now hasn't really. Now could be a potential. It's already kind of in an uptrend. Looks like it has paused here the past couple of days. Whoops. Should have bought it as it broke out of that level right there. TSM. GNC cores. And a bit of Booking.com coming up to that lower of the longer term trend lines here. This is one that doesn't get low very often. Did in this case. Look, they have earnings imminent. 27 aftermarket. Oh, about a week and a half away. Okay. Could possibly try to make a trade in that. Ooh, FFIV breaking that longer term trend line right now. Or I should say yesterday. Let's look at that one. That's a nice one. I'm not sure where it could get to. Not sure what the fundamentals are on this one. FFIV for. I have to put that on a list. Yeah, it's foggy here this morning in Arizona when I woke up. Don't get that very often. Weekly trend line, WTL. Okay, so FFIV right there, that's an interesting one. We got AMBA, which hasn't done anything for years. RP, RealPage. Looks like it's selling off a little into that consolidation. Let's get this off of that. NIO, Booking.com. Actually, NIO with an interesting little consolidation here. They bought it up. They paused their buying. Now they kind of come back inside the base. Nothing to do there. EQM, Booking. And I'm going to get out of here, guys. If you guys want me to look at any particular stocks, let me know because I'm going to be getting out of here in a little bit. You've been tracking. It looks like it's going down. Yeah, so I'm actually not super mad at it. So we had this trend line here on the weekly that we formed. We bounced above it, and the volume was pretty good. And then we started kind of coming down. These all have some accumulation tendencies to them. This one, this one, this one. So I'm not really mad at these, but I don't know if I want to put money into it right now. I'm not sure if I want to do that. But it has some possibility for the future here. I think absolutely it does. All right, Timas. What's that one? Whoa. MDCO, little bull flag. Look at that nice little consolidation. That could be a good one. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not ready. I don't think it's ready either. MDCO, interesting little consolidation here. So earnings on 220 before market. It's going to be hard to put a trade on that. You've only got 3 more days after today. Not quite sure if that has the impetus to be bouncing. It could have the impetus to break out, but that doesn't mean we're going to get any kind of bouncing out of it. INVA, MDCO. MDCO, an interesting one here. I have this one down. Okay. A Biomed with a little mini bull flag, though I don't mind those at all. I kind of like these little tiny bull flags. Dan Zanger uses these all the time. This isn't a leading stock. This isn't one he would trade. But with the volume really just declining here, that's not too bad as a matter of fact. Let's take a peek. Yeah, not worth it. ABMD. So there's 5. We had 5 over that trend line. Looks like that worked out okay. It's pulled back, which could be, yesterday would have been a good entry on that pullback to the breakout point. But nothing tremendous coming out of there. Why is Wind? Wind's been following me all the way up since the negatives. Wind is just moving higher right now. It's just following me up as I've clicked on that 6 times now. XLNX, this is one of those ones that is just gone. This one's gone. It's just kind of floating higher here. I don't know if there's anything to do on this one. Hold on, I got to go find my kid. Oh, crap, I got to go, too. James, where you at? Oh, okay. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I didn't see any more stocks to look at, so I'm going to bounce, get ready for Crypto Power Hour. Should be fun. Had some interesting moves in the market on the overnight session, and it'd be good going through those charts. So, all right, guys, I'll see you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.